I didn't have a mom and daddy that went, "Oh, baby, call me if you need anything." No, my dad said, "You get in trouble, don't call me. You want to be grown, handle it yourself." That's serious. Now, my mom, you little, mom, what are you gonna do, right? Mom was like, and I'd be like, "No, I don't want your help." Never asked for help either, because I did not want to look weak, or as my daddy say, "Don't be a punk, boy. You go ahead and get yourself into something, you're getting yourself out of it, right?" That's how my pops was. Now, do you need help? Yeah, you guys need help. That's why I'm here. Me and Son Davis are both here. Hopefully, your other teachers are here for you. But why? I'm not seeing all of you. Some of you just aren't talking because you don't want to talk. I get that. I've been doing this for 10th year now. We get it. But why are you guys not wanting to like work on stuff and learn stuff and actually put an effort in? You're not doing it for me. I grade your stuff. I see what effort you put into it, and the only effort I can see is who turns it in, and a lot of you turn your stuff in. Got no problem with it. Others have not turned stuff in. When you don't turn stuff in, you know what that is to me? That's disrespectful to me. You know why? Because you're telling me what I gave you is not important, not even to me. So you're just basically, telling me to go get bent. And this stuff is some of the easiest work you're going to have in this building. Tell me I'm lying. Journey, am I lying? So why don't you guys care about yourselves? Hey, you care about yourself? Yeah? Why don't you read it then? You weren't sick last week, were you, Jacob? Yes. More. Why don't you read it? Did you read it, Raymond? Yeah. Journey, you read it, did you? Did you? Just be truthful. No? You did the work. I know you turned the work in, but did you guys read it? Yeah. So when you guys read this stuff, like we always say history, a lot of this stuff is historical, right? History is important. Do you know why? You learn who ran what in the world during what times, right? And it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be into politics or religion or anything to read this stuff. This stuff gives you a perspective. It's like looking back at how this country, for instance, America, right? You should be proud as ever to be an American because this is the best country in the world, regardless of all the problems we have and everything else that goes on. This country is better than anywhere I've ever been in my life. And I've been to really nice places in Europe, Asia. It still is not America. Half those people want to come here, but they can't, right? Why do you think we have so many people coming over the border to escape wherever they were? Because it's so bad? No, nothing like where they're coming from. Huh? We got it really good, right? Now, that's not to say we don't have our own problems. There's a lot of problems. A lot of them we create as people, though, right? Look at the problems we have amongst our own. I always bring up family because you guys can relate to that like I do. We got some bad family members, right? We all do. At least one. We all know that one family member we're like, man, stay away from so and so. They're trouble. Or they're gonna steal from you. They're gonna take what you got and never give it back. Whatever. You always got that person. That's how society is. You got people in society that are gonna look, you gotta learn from the past. If you don't learn from the past, you won't learn from now, right? You'll just keep doing the same thing that people in the past did, and it's not going to get better. How do you think things get better? By not doing what was done before, right? Don't do the same thing. Who knows the definition of insanity? Is yes.
Something that isn't sane.
So insanity, the definition of insanity, expecting a difference. Over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Very good. That's like, who plays video games in here? I do, right? I do. So have you ever played a game where you kept doing the same thing over and over again, trying to beat like a section, and you just couldn't beat it? And then, of course, we all look it up, right? Back in my day, we didn't have computers to look up when we were playing it. So you'd buy these books. So I was playing a game and I had to go buy the book because I could not get past this point. And I was like, really? That's it? To do the same thing over, you might switch up just a bit. It's not like enough, right? So you do the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. That's insanity. Now, we're all probably insane one moment or another in our lives, right? By definition, but we're not. We're not crazy. We just want to succeed, but we can't because we don't see another option. So that's the goal in here is to get you guys to think outside the box, right? They call it critical thinking or whatever. But say you want to be an engineer. I don't have the math background to be an engineer, so I can build stuff. I know how to do a lot of stuff through experience. But don't ask me to build something and say, I need this to hold 50,000 pounds because I don't have the math power here to say, okay, I got to have this thick of a brace to make sure that it can hold everything, right? But I can make a table. I can build a table. I can build picnic tables, whatever. I just do it because it looks good, and I'm like, all right, I'll use this thick of wood because I know it's going to be a little more durable. But I don't have that brain power as an engineer. Now, critical thinking. If I have a problem, how do I fix it? And sometimes you don't have days to fix it or hours. You got to fix it on the spot, right? Who's had that kind of issue in their past? I have. What made you have a positive outcome? Did you have a positive outcome? Hmm? Did you? Yeah, I always think I had it. I had it up in that way. I had what planned, and it was something that, like, for instance, like, say you're in the middle of nowhere, right? You're in the woods, and something happens in the woods, and you don't have the right tool, or you don't have the right gear, right? How do you overcome the problem? You have to adapt, right? Calm. Be calm about the thought process. Well, I didn't say a bear was coming after you or something. See in your head. That's funny how we all think differently too, right? We think about scenarios. So your fear is maybe an animal's going to try to eat you or kill you, right? So I don't think about that. I'm thinking about maybe I need water or food. You can live without food, but you need water. How do I get water if I'm in the middle of the forest and I don't hear any streams, right? Maybe there's no water out there. How do you collect it? There's several ways. But anyway, yeah, you can collect water. You can get off the trees in the morning dew, right? What if you're in the desert though? If you're in the desert, you're kind of screwed. Trust me. There ain't no water out there. I don't care how much you dig. It's terrible. So you need to have water. Anyway, what I'm trying to get to is you guys got to think. And by reading, look, I always do. I have so much useless knowledge in this head. Like me and Star Davis, we do these questions of the day, right? And we used to bring kids in to do it because we knew questions. Sometimes we get thrown off, and we want to see what you guys know. These questions of the day are from a lot of experience in life sometimes, right? Like, say someone teaches you how to change a tire, and maybe they don't tell you, you have to torque down the bolts, right? If you don't know what torquing the bolts down, you don't know. But if someone tells you, all right, now you need to make sure you torque the bolts down to 110 foot-pounds. Well, what if I don't have a torque wrench? Tighten down as much as you can, right? Not too much, though, because you can snap them off, and then you have another problem. So having knowledge is going to help you. Like you guys will learn stuff in here. I hope that years down the road, or maybe not years down the road, you're gonna be like, "Oh, I learned that in ROTC. I never thought I would use that." Like I've done that too. Like stuff in the military, I learned. I was like, "I don't use that," but then I use it. It's recall. You recall that situation or the moment. You go, "Oh my gosh, you know what? I know this," and it helps you. So what I'm trying to get to is a lot of you don't want to pay attention or do your work or participate. You have to participate to get better, to learn, to be smarter. And I'm not saying be smart on paper, I'm being smarter in the world, right? Because you guys are going to all eventually graduate. What are you going to do? Whether you go to college or do a trade or something, you're going to have this knowledge because look, our parents aren't always going to be there to take care of us. My parents are up in Michigan. And they ain't taking care of me in 32 years. So you got to do your own thing, right? They'll call me, baby. No, mom, I'm good. I'm good. You sure? Mom, I'm 51 years old almost. I know, but you're still my baby, right? That's what she tells me. I'm for every day for like 10 minutes. Still baby. I'm her oldest, but I'm a baby. Did you know what they say first? It's the one. Sorry, all you youngest and middle kids. The oldest is always it. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let me go through this. All right, so Caliph. So some of the words and stuff, you got to remember the caliph is simply a successor, right? That is the successor to the founder of Islam, who was Muhammad, right? So when you talk about the Middle East is predominantly Muslim, right? Now they have Christians, they have Jewish, and it's made up of a lot of people, but the majority is Muslim, all right? So the caliph is known as the successor. The successor. So the Sultan sounds like a powerful man, but in practice, it didn't work out that way. He didn't always get what he wanted, and he had to pay attention to the civil servants, military officers, and religious leaders around him, right? So a fertile crescent, this is a place that is reaching from the Nile Valley